Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will go through some stuff. We will go through some latest updates and some information as far as what's going on. I was thinking about it. They actually want us to focus on those wars and to drain our energy. So when we are approaching those topics, I would suggest and advise you to create some kind of protection field around you and not get too emotional, because that's what they want. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's start with this clip, and that is Trump announcing, when he announced this conflict with Iran, saying that there will be some casualties. Some people will die. So let me find this for you. And we will follow through on the sacrifice, because the sacrifice has already been made. Here we go, everyone.
Lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties.
So that was just like, what, 2 days ago or something like that. Now, let me show you. If you haven't seen it yet, let me just find it, guys. The clip that is presenting to us the dead bodies of American soldiers who are already returning back home. That was like 2 days ago when they went on that mission. So let me read this first before I play it with the sound. Or actually, you don't really need the sound for this. The first US troops killed in Middle East return in coffins. According to RT News, 560 troops were killed or wounded after an Iranian missile struck a US military base. 560. Is this accurate news? Is this real news? Is this, I don't know anymore, but if this is even the right picture, well, it says here they been sacrificed for Israel's endless wars. Here the post says, according to RT News, that an Iranian missile strike on a US military base resulted in insignificant American casualties, claiming 560 troops were killed or wounded. So not all of them were killed, luckily. However, US officials have not independently confirmed these figures. Casualty numbers in active conflict situations are often disputed, and verification from multiple credible sources is still pending. So since we are, actually there's one more video I want to show you. This is with one American soldier who is alive. Let's see where I have it, guys. Is it this? No, one moment. You know me by now. I have a lot of those windows here, those links open. Okay, before I mute myself. So, breaking, a US fighter jet has crashed in Kuwait. So here you're gonna see American soldier who was transported to safety by local residents who placed him in the trunk of a car. This is a very quick video, so let me mute myself and you can hear them. You can hear them talking.
1 minute. لا لا شبه الدبه 1 minute 1 minute 1 minute بوليس 1 minute 1 minute لا لا شبه الدبه 1 minute 1 minute 1 minute
So yeah, now Now I want to show you something related to a different war, World War II. I came across this video on Instagram and I found it. First and foremost, I didn't know anything about this story. I don't know how many of you did. And I don't know if this is true or not, but nowadays I question absolutely everything, especially the history. So here is the history that was never told. This is after World War II, and this is about the genocide that I was not learning about, and I'm sure many of us haven't. Since we are talking about the wars, the soldiers, and the sacrifice. So let me mute myself, guys, and let's take a listen. This will be a little bit longer, but very interesting posts, and I would like to know if you heard about it yourself and if you know the story.
So folks, I want to talk about this. So after the Second World War, there were 2 million German young boys, old men, POWs, and the Allies took them and stuck them out in the fields and you know, with barbed wire and fences. And the first thing they said was, we're not going to call them POWs, we're going to call them disarmed enemy forces. And the reason why they did that was because POWs have protection under the Geneva Convention. They are allowed food and shelter, medical access, you know, protected from exposure. They should have, the Red Cross should be able to check on them, and they've got legal protections. So they stopped calling them POWs and called them disarmed enemy forces. And they just stuck them out in the fields with no toilets, no sanitary conditions, no water, no food, no blankets, and 2 million white Christian men died in Western Europe at the hands of America, Britain, and France. This isn't a number that's just been plucked out of the air, some imaginary number to, you know, to talk about some genocide. This is a real genocide that no one today talks about. There are no museums or memorials or remembrance days for the 2 million soldiers, you know, innocent, unarmed, who were killed by our governments. So folks, I want to talk about this.
So some probably will justify it. Yeah, they were German soldiers, this and that. Well, I don't know. All of this is coming to the point when we are absolutely, as a human race, we should be done with wars whatsoever. And don't you think they were also manipulated and they were also maybe even forced into fight? I mean, look at Ukraine, right? So since we are on the topic of wars, the number one warmonger, let's take a look at this quick video that will be presenting to us some Israeli officials, including this former prime minister who was BFF with Epstein. You know which one. He will be there as well. And someone from Mossad saying a few things about Bibi Netanyahu, who, by the way, I think really is in Germany, or maybe now somewhere else, maybe in Switzerland now, but he went to Germany yesterday or the day before.
Benjamin Netanyahu?
Never.
Can there be peace while Benjamin Netanyahu is the leader here?
No. No.
Can the world trust Benjamin Netanyahu?
I don't think that anyone can trust him. Basically, he lies to everyone and no one trusts him.
If you were a Palestinian living in the West Bank or Gaza, what would your view be of Israel?
I would fight against Israel in order to achieve my liberty.
How would you fight? How dirty?
I would do everything in order to achieve my liberty, and that's it.
I once was asked some 30 years ago what I have been doing if I were a Palestinian. And 30 years ago, I was knew enough in politics to tell the truth that if I were born Palestinian, I probably would have joined one of the terror organizations.
Do you trust Benjamin Netanyahu?
Never.
Never, said former foreign minister and Mossad agent. Now let's go to this lady who very briefly in a nutshell summarizes it all. So if you need some words of encouragement in life in general, this will do actually. Let me find her. Oh yeah, I'm telling you guys, this is just, let's take a listen.
If Benjamin Milikowski, a white dude who grew up in Philadelphia, whose ancestors are from Poland, can be an indigenous man from the Levant and become prime minister of a made-up nation, you can be anybody that you want to be. You just have to believe. If Benjamin...
That's right. You just have to believe, or like him, like Netanyahu, Mileikowski, you have to be anointed by Rebbe. But you know, Rebbe no longer with us. You know which one. If you don't know, check out my previous videos, because that Rebbe was instrumental in how Netanyahu operates. So now let's refocus again on what is the big picture. Let's start with this, and then we go to a quick interview from one of the YouTube channels. So let's start with this. Did you know that on the uniform of Israeli soldiers, IDF, you have this? This will explain to you what you can see. You have the Israeli flag, and then you have something here, and this will explain to us what it is. This is as far as the big picture goes, although I think the map is a little bit different for Khazaria 2.0.
On the uniform of an Israeli soldier. Look closely. What do you see? You see Palestine, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Egypt, and a small part of Turkey. And next to it is written, the Promised Land. What does this mean? Are Israel only fighting a defensive war? Or do they have a hidden agenda to continue to expand their land by taking over the countries around them? Which that was seen.
So I think by now, most of us on this channel here that are with me know what is the agenda. However, I am leaning towards a different map, a little bit more north, I would say, heading north, northeast. But there is an interview on Sean Ryan show, and I want to play it for you guys because his guest a few weeks ago was actually talking about that map.
We are occupied by Israel. Then what is their goal?
The greater Israel. The Israelis have this idea of manifest destiny. It is our destiny to control this much. Their idea is pretty much all of Palestine, about half of Lebanon, about half of Syria, all of Jordan, and a great swath of Saudi Arabia, what is now Saudi Arabia. Now, you would think that seems pretty ambitious. All you have to do is look at an Israeli uniform right now. We have an American flag on our shoulder. Look at the Israeli uniforms. They have a symbol of what they call the greater Israel.
Why? Why do they want those specific regions?
They believe that that is their God-given land. God gave it to us. We'll take it.
And here the question arises, who is the God, right? Elohim, Elohim worshippers. Now, I didn't talk about it because, you know, I was traveling, but I came across this, guys. The big picture, we are still on the big picture. So let's look into now Ukraine, Zelensky, and Israel. This is from a few days ago, 2 days ago. Zelensky says, which I'm not surprised because this is exactly what is the plan. Both Zelensky and Netanyahu, as well as Putin, as well as Trump, as well as everyone is fully aware of what's going on. Zelensky says he wants Ukraine to be a big Israel. He wants Ukraine to become a big Israel. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says the main issue for Ukraine after Russia's invasion ends will be security. But, you know, he means like this dome or something, which, yeah, the Israel, it's like literally Israel, you know. That's what he wants. So, because Chabad Lubavitch told him that is the vision. Now, there is another story that Ukraine is supporting. Let me show you. Where is this post? Thank you guys for your patience. It's really hard sometimes to maneuver through this. Here we go with his Chabad Lubavitch rabbis. Zelensky sends cargo planes with aid to Israel. I mean, you know, I've showed you this years ago when he was visiting the wall. Kiss the wall, touch the wall. The main test. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, oh, I didn't mean to like it, sorry, has reportedly sent cargo planes carrying aid to assist Israel in its defense against pending Iranian attacks. Antonov AN 124-100 transport aircraft landed at Israel's Ben Gurion airport, unloading 12-meter unmarked containers believed to contain military and humanitarian supplies before departing shortly afterward. Or maybe human trafficking, who knows? And someone says, what in the actual fuck is going on? Yeah, like, people still don't, because people don't know. People don't understand that this is all orchestrated by the tribe. All of it. Russia-Ukraine conflict, now the Israel-Iran situation, all of this. And then Turkey will be next. And yeah, Turkey tomorrow. We're going to talk about the prophecies that I didn't talk about yesterday regarding Turkey and the Middle East tomorrow. But now let's go to one of those from the tribe. I think that's the last video I have for you. Let me go and find him. Okay, here he is. And he's going to give us a brief summary of what is happening in the world right now. Step by step, you know, point by point. Here we go. So, they just started 2 wars to bury the Epstein files. Let's take a listen to this one.
2 wars to bury the Epstein files. Only Jews know exactly what's happening. Here's the timeline everyone's missing. February 19th, Prince Andrew arrested for Epstein connections. February 24th, Bill Gates apologizes for Epstein ties. February 26th, Hillary testifies. World Economic Forum president resigns. February 27th, Bill Clinton testifies. 7 days of the biggest scandal exposures in history. Then what happens? Same day, Pakistan attacks Afghanistan. Next day, U.S. kills Iran's supreme leader. 2 wars in 2 days. Here's what Jews see. You can't make scandals disappear, but you can bury them under wars. Epstein dominated every headline all week. Now everyone's watching explosions. Nobody's talking about Clinton or Gates anymore. But here's the suspicious part. Same day Iran war starts. OpenAI gets Pentagon contract worth billions. Who owns a portion of OpenAI? Bill Gates through Microsoft. Gates apologizes Tuesday for Epstein ties. Gets the biggest defense contract in history by Friday. That's how power actually works. 7 people exposed in 7 days. 2 wars started in 2 days. While you watched wars, Gates gets defense contracts. Prince Andrew walks free. Nothing happens to the elite. Most people see separate news stories. Jews see one coordinated operation. They control the media. They control foreign policy. They control who gets exposed and who gets protected. How do you stop people this powerful? You don't. They're too strong. But you can see the pattern and position accordingly. Never believe scandals will take them down. Always watch how they use chaos to get stronger. If you want to learn more about the Jewish wealth,
So I guess that was an AI, right? But well put together, and that's exactly what is going on. Did you know that Gates just signed a contract with Pentagon? Did you know it? I didn't. Isn't it crazy? Like people, like we were really hoping that there will be some justice and there will be some trials maybe. Are we so naive, guys? Are we so naive? That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you appreciate the content, please hit the thumbs up. It's free of charge and it helps with the YouTube algorithm. As well as check your subscription if you are subscribed. Thank you. If you would like to subscribe, I appreciate it as well. Leave the comments down below. Let me know what you think. And if you choose to support my work, the best way is to join my Patreon or locals, which I am going to post new videos probably tomorrow, exclusive videos that are not put out here on YouTube. And you can also purchase, this is the latest book of mine for children, Wonderful Story for Kids, or book number 1 as well. The link is down below the video in the description box, or you can simply donate on PayPal. And if you have Instagram, make sure to follow me there. The link is also attached in the description box down below the video. And with this being said, lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity, and I see you in the next video. Bye everyone.